Hey guys, I'm Joe.
Hey guys, I'm Kareen. How you doing today?
We are back. We have some. You want to go just straight to the questions, or you have any pre icebreakers?
Well, I do want to say thank you to our supporters that do ask questions. Without them, there would be stuff to talk about, but at least you guys have our minds going. So shout out to the people who did ask us questions. We really do appreciate that.
Yep. So what do you want to do? What are we doing?
I'm just gonna go ahead and read the question, and we're just gonna go. Have there been any challenges in either of your lives where you can honestly say you couldn't have gotten through it without the other person? How important is having that support?
The only challenge was when you were there for me when I was by myself. When I had a rough time family wise and also past relationship, and you were there to comfort me. So
And how important is having that support?
it is very important. It is very important. At times when you don't have nobody else to talk to, you know, you are there. I can be annoying at times and just probably don't want to hear it. But you still try to listen, you know, and give me some positive feedback. And if I'm wrong, you tell me I'm wrong. Sometimes you need that balance. So, I mean, I think you've been there for me through some time, some situations that I needed support. At times, I consider myself pretty strong. I try to deal with things on my own. You know, Before we were together, nobody knew my situation. Nobody knew what was going on in my life unless I shared it with you or the person. So, you know, I I try to deal with things on my own where I don't have to involve anybody else. But since we've been together, yes, you've been there for me. You've been holding me down when I had situations. I'm not gonna elaborate on what they are, but you've held me. You've held me up, and you definitely counseled me if I was wrong. You tell me if I was wrong, which I appreciate. It might be a tough pill to swallow, but everybody knows Joe's never wrong. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
I'm kidding.
boy. But I remember when I wanted to move back to New York, because I hated it in Georgia. Joe, I remember we were in Old Charlie's restaurant, and then he sat down with a piece of paper and pen and made a T chart and put pros and cons. We sat here and wrote out the pros and cons for moving back to New York. The cons of moving back to New York outweighed the pros of moving back to New York. That's one. Like he said, that emotional support during that time. Um, what else? Looking back at it, believe it or not, he was very supportive. The day that Gabby was born, I had my baby shower on the 7th of February, which was a Saturday, and my water broke Monday morning. Monday morning, like 7:30 in the morning. It started there where Joe was completely out of it. Joe was like, let's just wait. And his sister was like, wait for what? Like, go to the hospital. What do you mean? So,
Hey, before you say that, the reason why I said wait is because I've heard stories where they normally send women back home from the hospital. I didn't know what qualifications or what criteria that falls in that makes them send them home. But I just didn't want her going all the way to the hospital to be sent home while she's in labor. So that's why I said wait.
do a emergency C-section. So Joe was like, so is the baby going to come today? She's like, yes, the baby will be here in an hour. First of all, let me tell you, Joe was texting whoever. He could have been texting his ex. I don't even know. He was just texting everybody that day. Like, that man was on his phone. Like, he didn't know what to do. Like, you asked Joe, what's your name? He'd have been like, huh? So, speaking of that, I had a paper to fill out. And I told Joe to fill it out. And he didn't remember the year I was born. He came back. He's like, what year were you born again? And I'm like, Joe, are you kidding? I grabbed the paper and gave it to my best friend. I'm like, can you just fill it out? And she even told me, like, how you filled it out was chicken scratch. So believe it or not, that support, and And yes, Joe does a great job as being a father. And that, yes, that is his duty to be a father to Gabriella. But sometimes, you know, I do believe that he needs to be commended on it. The reason why I say that, the reason why I say that is like, you, just like women, we like to hear that, you know, you look beautiful today. Obviously, you think we're beautiful because you're with us, but, you know, we want to hear that kind of words of endearment to say, I guess. So believe it or not, when you look back, those are one of those memories where it's like, I remember the time we even drove separate. Don't know why to this day while we drove. Joe was driving behind me in a separate car by himself. I don't know why, but no, and I did not drive myself to the hospital. But yeah, like that, having that support is just for anybody that is in love or has ever been in love. You know, and for the people who are not with somebody or has never loved anyone, the feeling of loving someone and having them love you back is, I don't know, it's one of those feelings that's just indescribable. It's just knowing that you have support other than your family, you know, support that somebody chose to support you means a lot. Yeah.
Oh, don't cry.
Stop. I'm a thug. Okay, next question. Going back in your relationship, what was one little white lie you may have told each other?
I don't know. And I'm not BSing you either. I don't know what white lie I've told you. 'Cause I like to take pride in the fact that I don't lie, but I can't think of anything.
Oh, basically, this is when Joe and I just started to talk. And I didn't want everybody to know that we were talking. And he told me to meet like him across from our job. Let's just say at 10 o'clock. I can't remember what time. So to avoid, like, me and my coworker was leaving at the same time. And I was driving in front of her. So to meet Joe, I would have made a left. I live, you know, on the right side. I have to make a right to go to my house. So to avoid that person knowing where I was going, I made a right as if I was going home. And then out of all the times at 10 o'clock, there was traffic on the highway. What? Don't know why. So I was stuck in traffic and literally I was the exit away. I needed to go to that exit, come off the exit and drive back. And I was stuck in traffic, like both ways was nonstop. And it was crazy because I'm like, what the hell? So Joe's calling me like, oh, where you at? And I'm like, oh, what did I say? I'm at home. I don't know. I was changed. I don't know. Remember what I said. And then he's like, finally, when I was about to exit off to go meet him, he was like, yo, if you're not here in 2 minutes, I'm leaving. Sure enough, I pulled up in the parking lot and Joe was driving the other direction. Called him up and I'm like, yo, he's like, no, like, what the hell? What took you so long? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I couldn't tell him at that moment because to me it sounded stupid. Like, oh, I didn't want so-and-so to know that I was going to meet you up, so I pretended like I was going home, you know? But I eventually told him. He's like, why wouldn't you just tell me that? And on top of that, why? Who are they for you to have to explain yourself?
Exactly. So I don't know why you feel the need to explain yourself to people. They are of total insignificance in your life. I don't know why you have to feel like you have to explain to people. So that was what, you know, got me upset more than you not telling me. You know what I mean? If you could have told me, I said, oh yeah, I'm just trying to. We could have had that discussion later. I'll have waited. But I'm here asking you where you at. You're not really telling me where you at. I'm not sitting in no waiting for you all night.
And then he want to FaceTime me, you know, if you like whenever he got to wherever we're going, he's like, so this is our first argument. I was like, yo, don't even talk to me. I'm not even interested anymore. Like, whatever. You ever lied to me?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm looking in your eye and telling you I don't know. I don't think I lied to you.
I don't know, guys. What y'all think?
I don't lie, man.
I don't know.
I hate liars.
What convinced he or she was the right one? So what convinced you that I was the right one? What convinced me you were the right one? I'm assuming that's the way.
Yeah. Just your attributes. You're loving, you're caring, and in a short amount of time of us knowing one another, you did a lot for me. You cared for me when I was by myself. I keep saying by myself because people don't really know what I'm talking about. And you were there for me just to support me through a rough time. So that to me, and of course, I tested you a couple of times on certain things, and you passed.
Like what? What? Give me a test.
Like, for example, when I moved in one of my new spots, you came through with everything I needed. Like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to bring me pots and pans and plates and dishes. You didn't have to do that, but you did that. And I appreciate that till today. You know what I mean? But now, going back to the question, just knowing your characteristics and how caring you are, and
Joe is caring. He truly cares about my feelings, and he truly loves me. And I feel like you don't find Joe anywhere. Like, Joe's one of a kind.
Let me record this.
Shut up, it's recording. And I'm lucky. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just, he just understands. And like, there's so many things that women tell me, like, my man doesn't do this, my man doesn't do that, he can't even go to the store and get this right, or I tell him this order and he comes back and he want to mess up and bring chicken tenders instead of a burger. Amazing how perfect Joe is.
I'm not perfect. I just pay attention to detail. That's it. Not perfect. That's amazing, because I bet you a lot of people can say that their partner does not pay attention to detail. Like, you pay attention to the littlest things. It's crazy. Thank you.
Yeah.
A question, and this is super odd. I'm interested in who smells whose belly button.
I do. I'm the creep.
She's the creep.
Yeah.
She's the one that will basically
grab Joe's butt.
Yeah, grab my butt, which I'm not fond of either. Pop a pimple, she sees it, she just come and just claw it down.
Because that's what you want.
What else do you do?
I'll try to lick his nipple. Yes. He hates it. He'll push me off.
She cleans my ears and say how nasty and disgusting it is. What else? What else you do? Scratch my head, play in my bed. She's that type. I'll pop a pimple here or there, but I'm not the belly button person to smell.
Yeah, I'll smell Joe's, and I'll clean his belly button out too.
Yeah,
and make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah, so that's her.
Comment/question. I do appreciate Faye, right, for saying that I keep it real. I appreciate that. I try to. Question was, what editing software and camera do you use? So this camera right now is an iPhone 7. I am Apple everything. Apple's just amazing to me. And actually, editing software, as you can tell, we are not professionals in this whole editing thing.
This is the beginning stage.
This is, literally, like, this is 5 days fresh. If that, we literally use iMovie to do it. What are your ages? Go ahead.
I'm 26 years young.
Well, I'm 90s. I am 25. I will be 26 in July.
Just a little, 1 year older than her.
Now we know that's a lie.
So he knows my age, just for acting that kind of.
Will we see the princess in these videos? Yeah. She will make a guest appearance. Some way, somehow. Yeah. She will. Yeah.
Now, it might not be the best of videos because she's everywhere. She might want to grab the camera and everything. So.
Yeah, so.
But she'll be here. She'll be in soon. All right, guys. Talk to you guys soon. I'm Joe.
I'm Kareen. Bye.
When you're alone with me, I feel it coming.